Good evening. Everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and please remain standing for the invocation by Deacon Ken Carpinelli of St. John's Episcopal Church. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. As we come to this occasion here for the ceremony for the officers, but we also look forward to Thanksgiving, it seems appropriate for us to be able to pray for all our first responders and all our officers and for ourselves. So may we bow our heads, please. Lord God, we thank you for all of the courageous men and women who you have called to serve, protect, and save us from difficult and dangerous circumstances. We thank you for their sacrifices and service. We thank you for their hard work in preparing and training. We ask you, Lord, for a special blessing and hand of protection upon their lives and their families. We ask that you envelop their hearts, their souls, and mind with your mighty hand. Go before each of them and prepare the way for the difficult time and job they have chosen. Give them the capacity to recall their training. Guide them to be able to use that training to help those around them, to protect those with them, and in all ways to care for those in need. Be their refuge and fortress in times of danger. And Lord, may your power, love, and light shine forth through the work of their hands. Hide them in the shadow of your wings and cover them with your feathers. Let your relentless faithfulness be their shield and rampart. And may you always be their refuge in all circumstances and situations. Lord, your word said that anyone who lacks wisdom should ask you, and you will provide it. We ask you for discernment on behalf of all the officers. Give them wisdom from you and help them in their moment of need to make timely and wise decisions when they encounter complex situations, when emotions run high. We also ask that you remind them that you are with them wherever they go, and that you grant these brave men and women protection from panic, fatigue, and all the strains. Strengthen the hands that are weak and the knees that are feeble, and make straight the paths of their feet. I pray also that you would guide all those here to remember all the people who they love, to care for them and to care for each one of us as their neighbor. I say this all and ask this all of you, Lord, with thanksgiving in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Deacon. This regular meeting of the Township Council is being held in accordance with the schedule of the meetings of the Township Council established and adopted by the Township Council, which schedule designated the time and date and place of this meeting. Adequate public notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. We are using electronic amplifying and recording device in order to obtain a clear and audible record. We request all those wishing to speak be recognized and state your name and address directly to the microphone. The recording device to be solely utilized by the Township Clerk's Office for the preparation of minutes and shall be the official record of the Township Council meetings. Madam Clerk, may I have the roll call, please?
Mr. Mignon?
Here.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
She is ill.
Mrs. Grace Love? Here. Mr. Nash?
Here.
Mrs. Walters? Here. Mrs. Winters? Here. Mr. Mercado?
Present.
Mr. Carlemere?
Here.
Mr. Cardis?
Here.
Chief Harkins?
Here.
Ms. Corbin? Mr. McGill?
Here. We have a special presentation today. I'll hand it over to the chief. Chief Harkins.
Thank you, Council President. I ask you and Mayor to join me. Deputy Chief Manazzi, join me. Tonight, it is one of our favorite events to do. I want to first welcome all the citizens are here, but especially our families, our friends, our co-workers, fellow officers, officers from other agencies. I see firefighters here to celebrate the accomplishments of 3 officers. Well, it'll be more than that. It'll be 7 officers, but some promotions that we're going to do ceremoniously. These officers have all been promoted to these ranks earlier this year, but it's important for us to gather together like this to recognize them. They'll repeat their oaths and they will be recognized for the great achievements to the rank of captain, lieutenant, and sergeant. And we also have 4 new officers that are here, and as well as a new K-9 officer that's going to be joining us. So welcome, everyone. We look forward to this event every year, and we couldn't do it without the support, of course, of our mayor, township administration, and of course, all council who supports us. And why I say that is, you know, some of these are officers who are hired because of retirements and whatnot across the boards. And we are very lucky here in Gloucester Township to have the support of the community that allows us to hire officers, make promotions as they're needed so that it's a seamless transition in public safety. And that's not the case in every town. So we're very grateful for that, Mayor and Council President. Thank you for that support. So at this time, I would ask that Lieutenant Timothy Kohlmeyer, who will be promoted to captain ceremoniously tonight, to come forward with his family. A little bit about Captain Kohlmeyer. Captain Kohlmeyer is a graduate of Highland High School. He's the class of 2000. He earned a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice from Westchester University in 2004. He worked as an intern at the Camden County Prosecutor's Office from 2002 through 2005, and he was hired as a Gloucester Township police officer on January 9, 2006. And he is a graduate of the Camden County Police Academy class number 47. He has served as a patrol officer in the Patrol Bureau and on the Operations Response Unit. He was assigned as a patrol shift investigator on October 4, 2013, and he was promoted to Sergeant of Police on November 29, 2013, where he served as a deputy platoon commander in our Patrol Bureau. He was promoted to Lieutenant of Police on June 27, 2016, and has served as a patrol platoon commander. And on December 1st, 2019, when I became Chief of Police, I brought Lieutenant Kohlmeyer in to run our Traffic Services Bureau on my staff. On January 29, 2024, he was assigned as the Investigations Bureau Commander. And on June 1st, 2024, he was officially promoted to Captain of Police, and he's assigned as our Community Services Division Commander, where he is still serving today as a command officer of the division. Captain Kohlmeyer has served on the Gloucester Township Police Awards Committee from 2019 to 2022, and he's been awarded the following commendations. He has a bravery citation for his actions on August 10, 2014, in which he and then Sergeant Benton forced entry into an apartment where a male suspect was holding a woman hostage at knife point during a domestic dispute. At close range, they were able to convince the suspect to drop the knife and surrender without you having to use deadly force, thereby rescuing the victim. In addition, he has received 2 merit awards, 4 distinguished unit citations, a chief citation, and 9 outstanding police work letters. He also received the Camden County Prosecutor's Office Service Award for his outstanding performance when he was serving as an intern on the Prosecutor's Office Domestic Violence Unit. He was nominated for Police Officer of the Year in 2011 and was nominated for Supervisor of the Year in 2015, 2016, and 2018. And he's joined tonight by his girlfriend, Kristen, and her daughter, Chloe. Welcome. Mayor, President Mercado respectfully requests that you promote Lieutenant Timothy Kohlmeyer, badge number 206, to the rank of Captain of Police.
If you could please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Timothy Kohlmeyer,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to
and allegiance to
the governments established
the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I further solemnly swear
I further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of my responsibilities
all of my responsibilities
as captain
as captain
in the Gloucester Township Police Department
in the Gloucester Township Police Department
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Captain.
Thank you, Mayor. At this time, I'd ask Sergeant Kevin Schultz, badge number 238, to come forward with his family. Lieutenant Schultz is a 2004 graduate of the Triton Regional High School. He received an associate's degree in criminal justice from Camden County College in 2009. Lieutenant Schultz served as a volunteer firefighter with the Choose Landing Fire Department from March of 2003 through January of 2009. This is where I first met Lieutenant Schultz. He was a junior firefighter at that time, and we had good times then, and we continue to do, but his service goes back that far to him being a teenager. Lieutenant Schultz served then as a United States Marine, earning the rank of sergeant. He was deployed to the Iraq War from May of 2006 through May of 2007. And he's currently served, he served as a sergeant in the United States Marine Corps Reserve 3rd Battalion, 14th Marines from 2004 to 2013. Lieutenant Schultz worked previously as a police officer with the SEPTA Transit Police in Pennsylvania from 2010 before being hired as a Gloucester Township police officer on February 8, 2012. He's a graduate of basic class number 58 of the Camden County College Police Academy. Lieutenant Schultz served as a patrol officer in the Patrol Bureau. He's also served as a field training officer and was appointed as a member of the Honor Guard unit on March 21st, 2013. He was appointed as one of our designated marksman observers for the Special Response Team in 2016, and he was assigned to the Juvenile Family Services Bureau in 2017 and served as a school resource officer. He was promoted to Sergeant of Police on September 1st, 2019, serving as a Deputy Platoon Commander. He also served in the capacity of the Operations Response Unit Supervisor and later as an Operations Division Executive Officer. On November 1st, 2019, he was assigned as the department's Honor Guard Unit Commander, a position that he still holds to this day. He was promoted to Lieutenant of Police on June 1st, 2024. He's currently assigned as the Platoon Commander for the 3rd Patrol Platoon. His commendations include the following. He received the Bravery Award for his actions on January 10th, 2018, in which a suspect took a hostage during a domestic dispute, with the suspect opening fire with an AK-47 rifle at members of the Special Response Team. He has also received 1 Merit Award, 6 Distinguished Unit Citations, 1 Life-Saving Award, and 10 Outstanding Police Work Letters. He was nominated for Supervisor of the Year in 2022. I know his parents are here, Leo and Andrea, and pinning on his badge tonight will be his wife, Hillary. Holding the Bible will be his son. Mayor? Yeah, one of them. Mayor, and Council President Mercado respectfully request that you promote Lieutenant Sergeant Kevin Schultz, badge number 238, to the rank of Lieutenant of Police.
If you could please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Kevin Schultz,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I further solemnly swear
I further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of my responsibilities
all of my responsibilities
as lieutenant
as lieutenant
in the Gloucester Township Police Department
in the Gloucester Township Police Department
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So,
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
I'd ask that Patrolman Michael Prezworski, badge number 248, come forward with his family. Officer Prezworski is a 2009 graduate of Highland High School. He's earned an associate's degree in criminal justice from Camden County College in 2011. He worked as a seasonal parking enforcement officer for the Wildwood Police Department in 2011 and 2012. Bet you didn't think I was going to bring that up, right? Long time. No. He was hired as a Gloucester Township police officer on January 22nd, 2013, and is a graduate of basic class number 60 of the Camden County College Police Academy. He was assigned as a patrol officer and a field training officer. On June 8, 2016, Officer Prezworski was assigned as a canine handler, and he attended the New Jersey State Police Canine Academy, as well as the Atlantic County Sonny Burke Police Canine Academy. He has served as canine handler for 7 years alongside his partners Canine Radar, Canine Sarge, and most recently Canine Ace. He was certified as a canine instructor by the Atlantic County Police Canine Academy, and he was officially promoted to Sergeant of Police on September 3rd, 2024, and is currently assigned as a Deputy Platoon Commander of the 1st Patrol Platoon. In addition, he currently serves as one of the department's canine coordinators for the Canine Unit. His commendations include 2 Life-Saving Awards, 1 Merit Award, 2 Distinguished Unit Citations, 10 Outstanding Police Work Letters. He was nominated for Police Officer of the Year in 2024. Officer Prezworski is joined by his wife Danielle and his sons Michael and Maddox, as well as his parents and family are here tonight. Mayor, President Mercado, I respectfully request that you promote Officer Michael Prezworski, badge number 248, to the rank of Sergeant of Police.
If you could please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Michael Przeworski,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United
that
States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I further solemnly swear
I further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of my responsibilities
all of my responsibilities
as sergeant
as sergeant
in the Gloucester Township Police Department
in the Gloucester Township Police Department
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Sergeant.
We're gonna go get that.
That's our promotions, and now we're going to ask our newly hired officers to come forward with their families. They ask Patrolman Robert Nicholson, badge number 340, to come forward. Officer Dwayne Gillespie, badge 341, come forward. Patrolman Marcon Quinnigan, come forward, badge number 342. And Patrolman Austin Reynolds, badge number 343. If you guys can come up, order. Families too, I'm sorry, families for it. Get out of the way. You may be looking at Officer Robert Nicholson and thinking, wait a minute, this guy's been here before, but it's his brother Joey. They're twins, so we're glad to have them both here. Officer Robert Nicholson, badge 340, is a graduate of Highland Regional High School, class 2020. He began his career in law enforcement with the Gloucester Township Police Department in March of 2022 when he was hired as a Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Officer. He was hired as a full-time police officer with the Gloucester Township Police Department on January 15, 2024. He graduated from the Camden County College Police Academy Basic Class number 87 on June 6, 2024. He's currently assigned to the Operations Division as a patrol officer on the 1st Patrol Platoon. His platoon commander, Lieutenant Crabtree, said of Patrolman Nicholson, quote, "Patrolman Robert Nicholson brings a quiet strength and a bright optimism in our organization. Though reserved, he is attentive and approaches every challenge with an eagerness to learn. Patrolman Nicholson's steady approach reminds us of the power in listening and growing with purpose." He's joined tonight by his mother, Gina, his father, Robert Sr., his sister, Alyssa, and his brother and fellow Gloucester Township Police Officer, Joseph Nicholson. Officer Dwayne Gillespie, badge number 341, is a 2019 graduate of Triton High School. Officer Gillespie began his career as in law enforcement on September 14, 2020, when he was hired as a Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Officer with the Gloucester Township Police Department. He was hired with the Camden County Police Department on January 15, 2024. While he was attending the Camden County College Police Academy, he was hired as a full-time police officer with the Gloucester Township Police Department on April 1st, 2024. Dwayne, I'll tell you, that's the only time we've ever had anybody who's actually switched over, come over to us during the police academy. And we're glad that you did. I'm sure it wasn't easy through the razzing and whatnot at the police academy, but we're glad you're here. Officer Gillespie graduated from the Camden County College Police Academy Basic Class number 87 on June 6, 2024. Officer Gillespie is currently assigned to the Operations Division and serves as a patrol officer on the 4th Platoon. His platoon commander, Lieutenant Bobrick, said of Patrolman Gillespie, "From his first day in the field training program, it was obvious Patrolman Gillespie takes his new profession seriously and constantly works to improve his skills, being a strong member of the platoon and a respectful steward to the citizens." He's joined tonight by his mother, Katie, and his girlfriend, Ashley. Patrolman Marcon Quinnigan, badge number 342. Patrolman Quinnigan is a 2017 graduate of Triton High School. He enlisted in the U.S. Army Reserves on January 5th, 2016, and currently holds the rank of Sergeant E5 in the 320th Chemical Company in Fort Totten, New York, as a chemical, biological, radiation, nuclear explosive specialist. He was hired as a Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Officer with the Gloucester Township Police Department on May 16, 2019. He received the distinction of being named Special Officer of the Year in 2021. He was hired as a full-time police officer with the Gloucester Township Police Department on April 22, 2024. He graduated from the Camden County College Police Academy, basic class number 88, on September 19, 2024. He's currently assigned to the Operations Division as a patrol officer in the 3rd Patrol Platoon. His platoon commander, Lieutenant Schultz, said of him, "Patrolman Quinnigan is a dedicated and dependable officer with a promising future in our department." He's joined tonight by his fiancée, Sabrina. Welcome. Patrolman Austin Reynolds, badge number 343. Patrolman Reynolds is a 2019 graduate of the Timber Creek High School. He began his career in law enforcement on May 13, 2019, when he was hired as a Class 1 Special Law Enforcement Officer with the Gloucester Township Police Department. He was then hired by the Wildwood Police Department as a Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer, where he served from December 14, 2019 until October 15, 2020, after attending the Cape May County Police Academy. Patrolman Reynolds was hired as a full-time police officer with the East Greenwich Police Department on January 14, 2021. In February of 2024, he was recognized by Mothers Against Drunk Driving in Gloucester County for his efforts in DWI enforcement in the county. He's also a certified emergency medical technician, and he worked part-time as an EMT with the Winslow Township EMS. He was hired as a full-time police officer with the Gloucester Township Police Department on April 22, 2024. On October 16, 2024, he was assigned as a probationary member of the Gloucester Township Police Special Response Team. He's currently assigned to the Operations Division, serving as a patrol officer on the 4th Patrol Platoon. His platoon commander, Lieutenant Crabtree, said, "Patrolman Reynolds embodies quiet strength and dedication. He has a strong understanding of his profession, demonstrating both competency and humility in every aspect of his work. His dedication and knowledge set a high standard for service." He is joined tonight by his mother, Nancy, his father, Joseph, and his stepmother, Caroline, and his girlfriend, Haley. Mayor, Council President Mercado, I respectfully request you swear these officers in as new officers of the Gloucester Township Police Department.
If you could please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand, and please repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I further solemnly swear
I further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
judiciously,
judiciously,
now I'm messing up, judiciously perform all of my responsibilities
perform all my responsibilities
as an officer
as an officer
in the Gloucester Township Police Department
in the Gloucester Township Police Department
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, officers.
I also want to acknowledge, I skipped right past him, Sergeant Shane Franz will be pinning on the badge for Officer Gillespie. Sarge, sorry about that. I want to acknowledge the fact that all four of these new officers all began their career here as Gloucester Township's first Class 1 Special Law Enforcement officers. It is a great testament. They were here in that capacity. They saw what a great place it is to work and a great place to have a law enforcement career. And we're just thrilled to have this batch of four officers of this caliber here with us for the future here of Gloucester Township Police. So congratulations to all the officers. Now the one probably everybody's going to love the most, so it's just the way it goes. So we will now be bringing in our newest canine officer. This is Canine Harper with Officer James Bartleson, his handler. So Canine Harper, a little bit about Canine Harper, our newest addition to our canine unit. He recently graduated from the Atlantic County John Sonny Burke Canine Academy, class number 14, on October 4th, 2024, along with his handler, Officer James Bartleson, after 23 weeks of intense training. Both Patrolman Bartleson and Canine Harper are currently assigned to the Operations Division, Patrol Bureau, 1st Platoon. Canine Harper is a 2-year-old Belgian Malinois from Poland. He is trained in narcotics detection, tracking, and criminal apprehension. Canine Harper is an expert in his work, but he's still learning how to behave around the house. He's a little high-strung, as you can see, but we're getting used to each other here at Gloucester Township Police. He's always full of energy. According to Officer Bartleson, he loves to play ball. And according to Officer Bartleson, his favorite place to relax is that he climbs up on top of the refrigerator. I had to verify that. So if you think he has energy, he's got some energy. Canine Harper's already had a fantastic impact on the officers here, on his platoon, on the agency. He's brought a new energy to us. Officer Bartleson is the consummate professional, has really put his effort into training and working side by side with Harper. I had the opportunity to attend his canine graduation, and the instructors had the utmost respect and utmost admiration for Jim and Harper. High drive dog that we expect to do great things here. He's already had an impact. He's done several searches and sniffs. He's been on tracks, and that comfort that he brings to officers, knowing they have a canine partner, and that reassurance has already impacted us greatly. So with that, we're going to try to swear in Officer Harper. Mayor, Council President Mercado, respectfully ask you to swear in Canine Officer Harper.
Well, this is going to be interesting. So Harper, if you could please raise your right paw and repeat after me. And if you repeat it, that would be newsworthy, let me tell you that one. Harper, do you solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey and bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people? Do you solemnly swear that you will be a trusted partner, a trusted canine partner to your handler and to all of the residents of Gloucester Township, and to do this to the best of your ability? Congratulations, Canine Officer Harper. Let's eat it.
Mayor, this concludes our promotion ceremony and our swearing ceremony. Again, on behalf of all the men and women of the Gloucester Township Police Department, we appreciate the ongoing support that we receive from the community, our family members. Thank you to all the family members that are here. Can't say enough. We couldn't do what we do without that support. Council President and all council and the Township Administration, thank you for all you do to support the Gloucester Township Police Department. Turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Chief, and good evening, everyone. To the officers that were promoted this evening, certainly very well deserved, and congratulations on that. You have deserved that. You've worked very hard for your promotions. And you know what struck me today as I was standing over here is that I swore you in as new officers, and I was proud to do that. And I'm even more proud to swear you in for your promotions today. So thank you for what you do to make this department, and I will tell you, and I say it all the time, one of the greatest departments in the nation. And I truly believe that. To the officers that were sworn, the new officers that were sworn in, thank you for choosing a career in law enforcement. And I look forward to one day promoting you as you advance your careers, because you have this opportunity now to learn from these officers that were promoted today and from our leadership. You have the opportunity to learn from them what it is to be a Gloucester Township police officer. So congratulations to all of you. And the chief mentioned, a thank you to the families. Thank you. Thank you for your support of our Gloucester Township police officers. You don't know how important it is to support our officers and to be there for them. It is not an easy job, and I recognize that, and I know our council recognizes that. So thank you for continuing to make Gloucester Township a great community, a great place to live, work, and as Harper does play. But thank you sincerely, because I have to tell you, I sleep well at night, knowing that the men and women of the Gloucester Township Police Department are on duty. And so thank you so very much, for doing that. And Chief, thank you and the command staff for your leadership and leading this department each and every day to greater heights. Other departments are looking to us, looking to the Gloucester Township Police Department, and for the different programs that we do, and for advice all the time, and not just departments in New Jersey, but departments throughout this country. So again, congratulations to our officers that were promoted. Congratulations to our new officers, and welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for your support. And I want to thank council too for their support as we continue to invest in safety, public safety, law enforcement, and in our officers. So thank you, council, for doing that. Thank you so very much for being here today. And, I leave you with this. We have a lot to be thankful for. It is Thanksgiving, and we have a lot to be thankful for here in Gloucester Township. And so please enjoy the holidays with your family and your friends and relatives. And again, thank you for being here today.
This concludes our presentation. We're going to take a 10-minute recess. Chief, you guys are going to take pictures here. All right, nope, wherever you want to take pictures. Okay, we'll take a 10-minute recess.
If I can have the newly sworn in officers and those promoted come forward for a picture.
Try and stay on this side.
All right, we'll drive over to you.
Not that one.
Can I put it in the
See you guys later. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's great. I read graduation. I just came over to say hello. How you doing? I did a great job.
That's good.
I'm gonna go feel. Yeah, that's
See, that's what I'm saying. I would have to pay training.
Check. Madam Clerk, may I have the roll call again, please?
Mr. Mignot? Here. Mrs. Grace Love? Here. Mr. Nash?
Here.
Mrs. Walters? Here. Mrs. Winters? Here. Mr. Mercado?
Present.
Mr. Bartholomew? Here. Mr. Cardis? Here. Chief Harkins? Mr. McGill?
He's out with his staff. He'll be joining us shortly. Chief Harkins. Before we go to the public portion, we have a straw poll to do. Triad, who is our grants consultant, we have in front of us an authorization to proceed with a project for a local recreation improvement grant. So they will complete this project description and submit this on behalf of the township. So, Madam Clerk, if you can do a straw poll on this, please.
Mr. Mignot?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love? Yes. Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters? Yes. Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mercado?
Yes, thank you. Next is our public portion. This is for agenda items only. Each speaker is entitled to 3 minutes. There's 15 minutes total in the first public portion. Once all those wishing to address council have had their turns, they may address council second time, only if it adds to what was said earlier, not repeating earlier statements. This is for agenda items only. Anyone wish to speak on the agenda? Ms. Smith. Hello. Is it not on? I don't think it's on. Thank you, Chief.
Hi, good evening, council. My name is
Good evening.
Shaughnessy Smithman. I live in the SDK, Millbridge Gardens Apartment Complex on Millbrook Court. For the agenda, the R2411-368 and 11-369. I ask, what are the two special items for each of those?
One is we received the settlement, part of the national opioid settlement, $486,202.17. This was a initiative that was undertaken with the approval of the mayor as far as a opioid use disorder settlement, and those funds have made its way to our township. The second one is for a youth leadership grant for $7,125.
And R2411-376. It appears that the Gloucester Township municipality does not want to abide by advertising. Is that pursuant to the local newspaper?
No, that's incorrect. What it does is allow, the state statute requires that there's a tax sale notice to be published in the newspaper. However, in lieu of those two publications, that the township can send by regular certified mail to the individuals, the notice of lien is not to exceed $25 per tax sale notice.
You're gonna have to assist me with understanding that.
They can mail it as opposed to putting it in the paper.
Which is cheap.
I'm not concerned about cheaper when it comes to somebody's property being sold by tax sale.
It is being mailed directly to their home.
I have had several complications and am still in complication with the United States Postal Service address assigned to simply my apartment. If you mail somebody's notification of a tax sale, you could be mailing it to the wrong person. That's why one of the main purposes of having to advertise it in a local public newspaper, so that the information is available to everyone. If you simply mail it to a home, if their identity is compromised, you're only going to be feeding into the person that took their identity. There's no way to guarantee that they would get that notice. I ask that the council reject agenda item R2411-376.
Thank you for your comments. I appreciate it. Is there anyone, Mr. Leader, you had your hand up?
Use a table like, allow me to.
Sure, absolutely.
On, Arts 24:11-372. Is there a way that I can see the details of what this, fleet purchase is?
So this is law enforcement equipment and services for $110,594. It's through thermoscientific portable analytical instruments. Chief, can you add to that?
So these are devices, handheld devices that detect I guess the best to explain, we're one of the proposals we had that we were allowed to use these opioid settlement funds as for officer wellness safety for us to be able to look and determine what type of possible narcotic we have when we encounter someone on patrol. In the past, we used to have these little test vial kits. We did what was called a field test. You put the substance in and you would crack it, would turn a color, and it would tell you what type of narcotic. If it was cocaine, it would be a color, another test kit for another heroin, whatnot. With the dangers of fentanyl, that has stopped because officers were becoming exposed. It only takes a very minute amount for the officer to get affected with fentanyl. We carry Narcan for ourselves even in our property room. So technology as it's gone, they developed a way of an analyzer without having to manipulate or open the bag and expose the officer to any of the powder substance or the pill or whatever it is. And so, so this device is about the size of my hand. I don't want to say a calculator, but if you ever saw a gas meter type of the type of thing the fire department uses, it uses light. So the technology is state of the art, and it's able to analyze what the substance is through the glassine bag, which allows us then to properly charge somebody at the time that we recover the narcotics. It's accepted by courts. The only one in the area is utilized by the Camden County Prosecutor's Office. So we would have to borrow that, but that's just not practical in police work where we need to know what we're charging someone. And so, this technology became available to us. We'd like to utilize to obtain 3 of those. They're approximately $38,000 a piece. It's on New Jersey state contract. And for those amounts, I met with the business administrator and the CFO after the approvals from the mayor. In order for us to utilize the state contract, we have to first recognize that they're an authorized dealer of this. So that's what we're doing. That's what I've asked that resolution to allow us to add them to our state contract vendor list. Therefore, we can proceed. We're trying to proceed because the price goes up in 2025 significantly, and we have a 6-year warranty included. So we're happy to get this at that. That's what I can show you a brochure of what it looks like. It's available online and whatnot, but it will keep our officers safer. It will allow us to recognize what type of narcotic that someone who has addiction issues is using so that we can direct them to the proper type of treatment as well. That's the secondary part of it. It allows it. Right now we're guessing because different types of treatments and they don't usually, they're not real honest with us about it, but this will help us keep us safer, and that it's state-of-the-art technology, and we're able to use it without affecting our municipal budget by, it's allowed one of the uses under this opioid settlement funds.
Thank you, Chief. That's admirable use of money.
Thank you.
Mr. Leader, I'm sorry, your time is up.
Yeah, my time wasn't up.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? Mr. Leader, would you like to speak again?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I had a question about R24:11-376. Does this indicate that the delinquent tax person would be charged as $25? Or is that an expense for the township?
That charge is applied to the lien. Is that correct, Mr. Curtis? Yes, I believe you are correct.
Seems like the wrong time to charge someone who already doesn't have enough money, potentially more additional monies. I had a question about R24:11-378. I don't understand the format of the columns. The from to, I would think, would be an account, from this account to that account. I don't know why from to is even there.
That is correct. What you said, there's an account. So for instance, the first one has personnel operating expenses. So $3,500 is coming from there and it's going to the right-hand side.
Which is blank.
Okay, but it totals at the end, it balances out at the bottom. So if you take a look at those things, data processing, salary and wages, police salary and wages, police new hires, those things are being carried over to the right. And the account numbers, the current funds are listed there, sir.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you understand it and can identify it, but when there's not a to for where it came from, what are you really approving?
A transfer, sir.
I understand you're
Okay.
doing a transfer. You don't have all the information.
Okay, thank you. That closes our public portion. Workshop, waive the reading, accept the minutes of workshop October 16th, 2024, the regular meeting of October 16th, 2024, and the regular meeting of October 28th, 2024. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
There's a second.
Second.
Thank you. On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Gracelo? Yes. Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes, for October 16th and abstain from October 20th.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Now we have our consent agenda. Any council member would like to have any item removed from the consent agenda, please speak up. Hearing none, I entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Make that motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Gracelo?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 378, resolution to make budget transfers between appropriations in the calendar year 2024 general fund budget.
May I have a motion, please?
Motion.
And I'll second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Gracelo?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. We have 5 GTE Gov access emails. 2 from a member in the audience. Ms. Corn, do you like yours read, or you like to read it, or are you going to use that during the second public portion?
You can read it, thank you.
Okay, so that'll count during the second public portion. We'll start off with Danny M. Paris Merlino of 507 Millbridge Road, Clementon. I want to thank Councilman Nash for discussing some issues on voting day with myself and Ira Eckstein. I apologize for not being able to be at meetings, but my mom is not doing well. Also, they found 2 8-centimeter lung masses in both my lungs, going through biopsies next week. I want to know what happens now with the township sewer utility that the success of the no vote went through. I watched the meetings. I congratulate Denise Coyne and Mr. Griffiths and everyone else that put time in to let everyone vote no for the change not to happen. We, the people of Gloucester Township, do not have to take on more debt and continue to spend before we have. We keep adding more and more marijuana shops like the one near the College Drive in the old TD Bank without going through council. Also, the ones you originally put in were supposed to be medicinal, so when in your council meetings did you change them legally to recreational? Hopefully I can get them answered by the second meeting in November after my surgeries. Thank you for your quick answers. Mr. Carter, I don't recall any medicinal marijuana dispensaries that we've had in town.
That's correct.
Okay, this email came in after the deadline, this eGov on Wednesday, November 13th at 6:05. The deadline's 12 o'clock, the day of the meeting. So that prefaces her next email, eGov from Danny Paris Merlino, 507 Millbridge Road. I'm appalled that President Mercado did not read my eGov message last night. I want the eGov sent back to me so I can come before I go to the hospital the next meeting and present it in front of council. The clerk's office contacted Ms. Merlino, made her aware of the deadline, and did she respond to that? Do you know, Ms. Powers?
She did not.
No, she did not. Okay, thank you. Our next eGov is from Albert Newton from 1341 Blackwood Clementon Road. A rare and historic event took place at the last Gloucester Township Council meeting when a proposed ordinance to alter the Gloucester Township Master Plan was disapproved by a 4-3 vote. For better transparency, I would like for each of the 7 council members to give an explanation for their vote. I'm especially interested in Mr. Nash's explanation, as before the ordinance's public hearing took place, he revealed his predetermined no vote when he accidentally voted out of turn prior to the public hearing. Members of council, Mr. Nash, you want to start off?
Sure. I believe that the environmental residential zoning classification should have stayed in place. I used to go fishing there with my father when I was younger, back in the 80s. And I thought it was a nice piece of land, and I didn't think it should have been developed.
That day I spoke with Ms. Corbin, going over the proposed ordinance, and I felt as though it would be good for a commercial building. That was my reason.
I concur with Mr. Mignon for highway commercial. If you're familiar with that site, you have Caliber, Super Wawa, you have a storage facility along that area. I don't think that having residential homes there would be suitable for that area. So that's why I voted yes for a highway commercial.
I just agreed that it should be stayed residential as it is.
I agree with Walters. I thought that it was correct.
Okay, thank you. That concludes our eGovs. Now we'll go to our second public portion. I have 2 to read. Ms. Coyne, so we'll start our public portion. The second public portion is for any item that the public wishes to speak. We're starting off with Mrs. Coyne's 2 eGovs, and she's in attendance here. Her first is, and each speaker is entitled to 5 minutes. There's 30-minute time limit. So first, I am following up from Denise Coyne, 1060 Choose Lane Road. I'm following up with my previous email sent on November 13th regarding the discussion at the November 13th, 2024 council meeting about continuing services provided by the GTMUA as outlined in my email. I believe the township is obligated to maintain the same level of service as detailed in the statutory requirements of NJSA 4858-20 and the township's application and testimony to the local finance board. I have not received a response to my inquiry and would appreciate clarification. Specifically, will the township continue to provide the same services that the GTMUA offered as outlined in the dissolution application? If not, please explain to the residents why the township believes it does not have to honor the commitments made in the dissolution application. So we provide sewer service calls 7 days a week, 7:30 to 11:30 p.m., 365 days a year, holidays included. The sewer utility responds to every call. If there's a report of a sewage issue, the sewer utility must respond. The sewer utility will be responsible if the backup was a result of an issue in the street, which is the township's responsibility, and this is not what is causing the owner's issues. It's the same with a private system. We must respond to the call and go out to make sure that the issue is not on our end, a blockage in the street or a broken lateral, et cetera. So the sewer department is responsible for the sewer lines from the curb to the street. The homeowner is responsible from the curb line to the house, including the clean out at the curb. We had the owners sign a hold harmless agreement. We will try to help. We will try and help even if the blockage is on their side. If we cannot, we would advise the owner to contact a plumber. And the next question from Ms. Coyne. Bear with me. I have so many papers here, I apologize. Okay, here we go. All right, resolution, from Denise Coyne, 1062 Lane Road. Resolution 2401-027, approve the sale of block 2401, lot 4 at 351 Landing Road through a public auction process. After two unsuccessful attempts, a bid of $1,600,000 was finally received from Fratelli Real Estate Holdings LLC on April 24th. We were informed that the buyer had a 20-day review period following the acceptance of the bid on June 10th. The issue has not come back before council for any further updates or approvals. Could you please provide an update on the current status of the sale? Has the transaction been completed? Are there any pending matters we should be aware of? Additionally, if the sale does not proceed, what is the next course of action for the property? The issue has been resolved. The township settled with Fratelli Real Estate Holdings on September 19th for $1.6 million. Mountain Construction is no longer on that site. As of today, there are no trucks that are currently on that site, correct, Mr. Carter? Mr. Carter, is there anything else you want to add to that regarding the settlement?
Nope.
Okay.
That went very well.
All right. Anyone else like to speak during this public hearing? Yes, Ms. Smurglio. Stacy, if I butchered your last name, I apologize.
No, you did good, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm really nervous.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Okay, I'm Stacy Smeriglio. I've never done this before, but I live at 1680 Old Black Horse Pike in Blackwood. I did give to eGovs previously, and this is the first opportunity I've had to come and talk to you. So I wrote my notes. I'm going to do my best, and I'm sorry if it's all over the place. This has just been a very emotional time. I'm a mom of two boys that attend Shoes and Glen Landing. I've lived here since 2008. I've been part of this community in a variety of ways. My concerns originally started with calling the police for people running my kid's school bus. For the last 7 years, I've called, I've sent photos and videos. My concern has not only been for my kids, but for all of the kids. I appreciate when there's an officer out because mostly people will stop or slow down when there's officers there. I say mostly because they still run the bus stop, even with an officer right there. Behind the bus, on the side streets, across the street, it happens. But I do appreciate that it helps when somebody is there. Once they go away, the incidents go up. I'm also not unrealistic, and I know that it's impossible to always have somebody there, but I'm thankful and I appreciate it. Sometimes it does happen so quickly that I can't capture it myself. In June of 2023, my car was hit in my driveway while I was in bed. The accident came from Taylor Avenue, and I was left to just clean it up while the other two cars were towed away. My 9-year-old is actually who swept up the debris. On November 11th, my house was hit by a truck with me and my mom right in front of the point of impact. I was originally sitting on my couch in my living room, and when I heard the crash, I went to go to the window and said, "Oh no, not again." And as I was going to the window, everything, like the impact, like full force came at me, including my items and the wall. Her car is totaled. My house still has a hole in it. That's how we're going to spend our holidays, with fighting insurance companies. My point was that, I'm left to clean up a mess that wasn't caused by me or anything I was doing. I was just in my home.
2 weeks prior to that, there was another accident with a drunk driver right up the street that ended up parked in front of my house, the opposite direction. I called the police as well as the neighbors. Today, there was another accident on Old Black Horse Pike. My newest neighbor that lives next to me has seen 6 accidents in less than 3 years. My first call with an officer after the first EGOV, I was told the speed limit could be lowered. Now I'm told by the county commissioner's office that there's not enough data to make any changes. That I just got late right before 5. I was asking for for everyone to please work together with the county and the township because the issue seems to be Taylor Avenue as well as the speed limit on Old Black Horse Pike. Since the 11th, I've looked further and I've watched more, and I video car after car running the stop sign on Taylor Avenue coming out onto Old Black Horse Pike. They just go right on through it. Even with officers that have been sitting there, they just go right through it. It doesn't even matter. And I can't, it's hard. This is a traumatizing experience twice. And I'm begging for something, and I don't know how to do anything because I can't, and neither can you. I get it.
I have an answer.
Okay, it's fine.
We're with
So, thank
you.
you.
Not against you.
I hate that I feel like, I hate that feeling because those of you that know me know I'm an advocate. I advocate. I work for a private nonprofit, and I find it's been very hard to advocate for myself. So in short, I'm here asking for a meeting to sit down and have a conversation and review what I'm experiencing as well. I also want to talk real quick on the bus stop. They said the solution was to move my kid's bus stop. And I thought about it and I said, no, I can't. There's not sidewalks where I live. There's not sidewalks to either of the side streets. They would have to walk on Old Black Horse Pike, which is dangerous. So why would I do that? Plus, they'd have to trespass on the neighbor's property. I like the lady to the left. I was always told not to trust the guy on the right. So I really can't just let my kids just go off. And I'm sure you all can understand that too. So I'm really looking to sit and have a meeting. I just wanted you to have my face to know who I am. I'm very thankful for your time and I look forward to solutions because I'm trying to feel safe at night, and the mayor said he sleeps good at night. I can't right now. I can't sleep. Every noise, every crash, every noise, it's like a true trauma response because this was a truly traumatic experience twice. This one just a little bit more. So thank you very much for your time. I really just want to work together so I can be safe in my home because moving is just not an option. It's just not an option. Everyone just says move. I can't just move. So thank you all for your time. I appreciate you hearing me, and I really hope that we can come to some solutions.
I'm sorry you have to go through that. Chief and our township engineer can work together with you, and also our county commissioners. What is the speed limit on that road?
So
Somerville Road's 35, right?
Ma'am, first I want to say I have been looking you were going to get a call from me. Mr. McGill, who's our township engineer, and myself have been working on this. I know you've been working with Sergeant Rosnowski and others. I have been in touch with the county commissioner's office, and I wasn't aware they gave you any kind of response today. We weren't aware of that. They didn't tell us. So what we're trying to do when we do this, we look at data, right? And the data that we keep a lot of data on crashes, and speed has not really been, the data shows the numbers, has not been a contributing factor. That doesn't mean what's going on with you isn't real. You had a crash in your house. We know that. The drunk driver, the running of the stop sign, and I think you know how much enforcement. We've been out. I've been directed officers to be out there early in the morning all day, and we're doing stops right nearby. And still, yes, it is an issue. Council President, it is 40 miles an hour on the Old Black Horse Pike. Mr. McGill and I were just speaking about it. It transitions to 35 miles an hour if you were to continue straight up Somerdale Road as you cross over Choose Landing. Again, data showing that the crashes have not, even today's crash was not speed. It was driver inattention. It was a driver who crossed over the double yellow line. We're looking at everything. We have some calming measures that we're looking at everything to try and get you a solution on top of enforcement. We are not opposed to a speed reduction and making that recommendation to the county. It just, the data hasn't shown that that would reduce those crashes. And that doesn't mean we're all things are on the table. I have spoke to the mayor's office. We're looking in the future of purchase. We've had great success with these radar speed signs in various areas of the town, and the old Blackhorse Pike is one that was on our list. But I want to validate your concerns. I want to make you know that we are well aware of it, and there is nothing that's off the table for us to try and make you safe there, help you out. Please don't take it that we're dismissed. The officers are putting a lot of time and effort. Mr. McGill has, the mayor's office is aware of it. We will work with our county commissioners to take it to the next step if we need to make recommendations. They typically follow our recommendations. Again, we're still gathering data to do things. So, and if you want to meet, I'd be more than happy, Mr. McGill and I, but I can promise you this, you will hear back from us. I know we have a direct line of communication with our traffic office, right? And we will get you some answers as quickly as we can, and we'll do all we can to do enforcement and everything so that you and your kids would be safe. So I'm sorry this has happened to you. Okay?
I just want to say the main reason I keep asking, the main reason that I'm really asking for the speed limit to be reduced is for the simple, not just the safety part, but like the reaction part. If a person's going 40 and they're going over 40, if they're going 25, it's not as whatever. So that's a little bit more of why I'm asking for that.
And it's a logical conclusion to what you're trying to do. Correct? You know, when we pulled the number, just so council, I know I had given you this and I wasn't able to attend last week, 68 crashes from 2010 to 2024, only 4% were deemed to be unsafe speeds. However, that Taylor Avenue intersection is a high number, 12 crashes in that area at the same time, Stan. And so again, trying to get people to stop. There's nothing, I mean, there's things we can try to put paint lines down and another stop sign, something along, but it's usually people in a rush. But nothing is off the table.
Okay.
Don't feel that there is. We're going through our progression of a traffic investigation to try to determine what is the cause and pinpoint that cause and do traffic calming procedures, and working with the engineer to come work. Mr. McGill, anything else to add?
Thank you.
No, that's pretty much, yeah.
I'm not opposed to a sign on my property. I'll do whatever.
We will take
And
that
if I
into
can put
account.
a big boulder in my yard, I'm okay with that too. I don't know what the ordinance is on that. I'm gonna look that
Come
up.
down here and have the conversation because we were going through it.
Okay,
And if you'd like, please just reach out to me. We'll meet with you
Okay.
anytime.
thank you.
I'll meet you at your house. In fact.
Well, sure.
No, we'll do
Thank
everything
you.
we can.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. I
Thank
look
you,
forward to
thank you.
continuing to work together.
Have a good evening.
You too, thanks.
Does anyone else like to speak? Jason?
Good evening, President Mercado, Board.
Good evening.
Chief. I'd like to bring to attention New Jersey statute number 3823-1. This statute is a bill that addresses public employees or public employment, specifically public employee who is also a member of a military organization. 3823-1 is specific to the reserves, so federal entity of the military reserves, any one of those entities, as well as statute 38 Alpha 4-4 is pertinent to New Jersey National Guard members. And the reason why I bring this up is it allocates 30 days, for the federal side reservists. It allocates 30 days for any public employee. So whether that is police department, whether that is any municipal workers in this building, whether that is public works, any public employment throughout the community. This statute is mandatory by the state of New Jersey. It's mandatory for these organizations to have policies that outline this for their employees, what all is required for that time off. For instance, it's allocated for active duty leave. To the general personnel, that would mean, oh, well, a service member is deployed. That's not the extent of it. Active duty time frame just so that everyone's clear, I am an active reservist. I have, as of February, I have 16 years total service in the Army, 4 years active duty, and I'm going on 15 with the reserves. I am also a public employee within Gloucester Township. These benefits have not been afforded to me in the 8 years that I have been employed. I am fighting now with my organization. Sorry, I said fighting. It has just been brought to their attention now, and we are working through it in its early stages to enact these policies. But the issue I have is that for the last 8 years, I have questioned these. And most of my information pertains to the public sector. If you work at ShopRite or Pizza Hut or Walmart or what have you, these benefits aren't afforded to you. You're covered under USARA. USARA is a federal entity. It tells you that the employer has to give you time off, unpaid. The employer cannot force you to use your personal time. But if you choose to use your personal time, you can use that in any way you see, whether that's sick days, vacation days, what have you. Well, I stand in front of you today in a position that I am on short-term disability. And why is that? That's because I've had to utilize 8 years worth of vacation and sick time that I have not been able to bank, that is afforded to me for especially these situations, to where I was using that for military time that I should have had 30 days annually to not use that time, that I can bank that time for these cases now. So I would implore this board to look over this. I have the Assembly number 3150. It was the revised and updated statutes for the 2024 Legislative Assembly. And if it is not enacted yet, that the board adopt these in the upcoming meeting. I also want to strongly suggest that we don't take into consideration, I know the police department, I know other organizations have unionized contracts. This has absolutely nothing to do with contracts or negotiated items. These are benefits that are afforded to the service members within our community that are both public employees and serving in the military. Those 30 days, those 90 days entities. If those contracts can add to, they just can't take away from the minimum. And I would implore the board to enact and adopt these statutes throughout all of Gloucester Township and the public employment and so forth.
Jason, for clarity's sake, so for those who not, Jason's not an employee of Gloucester Township, the municipality.
I said within Gloucester Township.
No, I'm just making a clarification.
Understood.
So that is something that our personnel, our HR director would have to take a look at.
But it does start from the top. If the township
I'm not sure that we have the authority over a fire district who you're an employee of.
Understood.
So
However,
so we'll take a look at what you have.
Yep.
Mr. Carler is no longer a solicitor for 86, correct? Right. So maybe you can have a conversation with their solicitor at 86. But we'll take a look at what we have here in regards to what we do here in our township that week.
With that being said, just so that we're fully understand, yes, it is a fire district. However, the township, I don't want to say employees, but they have a contractual agreement with each of the districts. So just like the federal law and state law, that the township can implore some of these minimal things that the district would have to adopt within themselves. And at the end of the day, I'm already addressing this fight within my organization. At the end of the day, it's required by the state, period. There is no negotiation. It's a state statute. So we should all be.
But your fire districts are independent of the local government. They are government of the.
Understood.
They are elected officials.
Understood, but they still fall under the state and should be following state statute.
I wrote down the section of the statute you just referenced and looked it up real quick.
Thank you, sir.
So
I'll be back next meeting to get a follow-up.
All right.
Thank
Jason,
you.
we just need your name for the record. I know your name, but she needs it for the
Jason
record.
Stott, Blackwood Estates section of Gloucester Township.
Thank you, Jason.
That's further.
Yes.
If you'd like Claire, because I have the most veterans, I can speak for Gloucester Township. We have reservists, we have National Guardsmen. We comply with all, I'm not familiar with that new bill, but our officers get the time under USERRA. So I can attest, I work very closely with Human Resources. All of our employees in the police department side are allotted to leave. They do not get charged and would not have to use their sick leave. They have a military leave category, very supportive of, we just had an officer who Anthony Di Natale, who just returned from active duty in the Army Reserve, and he was on leave. He had leave to use, military time, whatnot. He just extended that and returned full duties of police officer. So I can say with confidence that the township is in compliance with all those USERRA regulations and policies and procedures. I believe it's probably in our personnel manual too.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
If you could, I couldn't, in my research, I couldn't find anything in the township. If there is something that is already there that addresses this, awesome. I would like
to provide it.
I could say we
Awesome.
practice that.
All right. Thank
you.
Mr. Eckstein.
Good evening, council.
Good evening.
Ira Eckstein, Glen Oaks. About 2 weeks ago, I submitted a NOPR request. And I was told today that they need an extension. I'm trying to find out why. The NOPR request is basic. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I'm trying to find out why it's not being handled in a timely manner.
Okay, so those open requests don't go to council. I can't speak on that. The clerk or Mr. Carl American can speak on that.
I'm not familiar with what, was there one that came in, Nancy?
Yes, there was. Mr. Eckstein put in a request referencing the metal benches that are throughout the township. In reference to the cost of those, installation, the concrete pad, how many were ordered, how many are left, the overall price, what account it comes out of. There were 9 items in total. So Bob Morris from Public Works is on vacation, so I've not received a response from him as of yet. A couple of the items were questioned as questions, not information that we have. So this afternoon, Bill Fagan did send over some information that was very helpful as far as the number of benches, how many are left, the price, the account it came out of, and that it is a capital item. So I'm still waiting on a few more things, and the approximate date of completion is Tuesday, and Mr. Eckstein was cooperative with that this afternoon. So I'm still waiting on some of the information to have that complete.
And I do have some information on that. I have been speaking with Public Works, and I've looked at Mr. Eckstein's questions. There were 9 listed. I think there were 10 because you had 3 twice on here. So the last time that we bought benches was in March of 2023. We purchased 20 benches at that time.
Hold on, Tom. Do you want this information now, or you want it in a response to the open?
Well, there's a.
No, I'm asking Mr. Eckstein. Do you want this information?
I'll wait.
You'll wait? You'd rather have it in writing? Okay.
Probably more appropriate.
Yes.
Respond to the request.
Okay. All right. Anything else? All right, thank you. Mr. Leader?
I'm going to talk about questions about the budget process. These are all related to the budget. When is the end of the fiscal year?
Scars.
I'm sorry,
End of the fiscal year.
You rolled over there, I couldn't hear your question.
When is the end of the fiscal year?
December 31st.
When does the budget process start each year?
Where it starts now.
What is the CFO's role in the budget process?
CFO meets with the mayor and with myself and with, at times with HR to review the past year and to complete the annual financial statement unaudited. Without the annual financial statement unaudited, you cannot complete the revenue portion of the budget process. So although we can put together appropriations quite easily, the problem is without the revenues, you don't know where you stand with regard to the plug figure, which would be the amount to be raised by taxation, which is the tax.
Thank you. Who initiates the budget process?
The mayor does.
Who participates in the budget process?
I just listed it. That would be the mayor, myself, the CFO, sometimes the HR, head of HR division. Also, we bring in various department heads if we have questions about the request for appropriations.
Thank you. Who approves the budget process through each stage of budget proposal?
If you're talking about a final say on the budget, I look at the budget as a moving object. I don't think it's static. I think that it changes continuously.
Exactly.
So we revisit and revisit and revisit. So there is no final approval until we're absolutely completely finished with the process.
Exactly, I understand. So you're in a phase and the departments have talked to the CFO, interviewed, and then who approves to go to the next phase of trying to finalize those numbers?
I would say it's a historical process that repeats itself year after year after year. And the key element in being able to complete that process is to get that annual financial statement unaudited, which statutorily has to be completed by, I believe the date is February 10th of the following year after closing out the fiscal year on December 31st. There may be an extension. Typically, the state comes along and grants an extension of that.
Thank you. Who is the final approval or approvals of the budget? This is pre-income, pre-tax base. You've done your expense side.
I would not say that you complete the expense side and then look at the revenue side to figure out where you are with the tax levy. I think you would, as I just mentioned to you before, stated, not mentioned, stated, you revisit the appropriations. So in other words, if we go through and let's say a particular budget, not to pick on the chief, but let's say the police budget, let's say operating expenses are $900,000. And we go through the budget and we decide that we need to go back and talk to the chief to see if he can adjust his budget. Same with Public Works. I would be notified of that. I would go back and meet with the supervisors to look to see if there are cuts that can be made.
Thank you. Does the public participate in the budget process?
Not typically, except for when we have the public hearing on the budget.
Thank you. New line of thought, the organizational chart. Can business or council commit a date by which they will have an updated organizational chart?
That's an administrative function.
Yeah, it's quite old. You're aware of that.
I would defer to Mr. Carlin because I would need him, that a lawyer would have to complete that, the organizational chart.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lita, for your time.
So there's an action item outstanding to provide.
Well, a suggestion. We'll close the second public portion. Polling of directors.
Mr. Carlemere?
Nothing to report.
Mr. Curtis?
Nothing at this time.
Chief Harkins?
So I just want to again thank council for this evening. I know lengthen the meeting. I appreciate the time. It means a lot to the officers and family. And also, we're particularly thankful. We just got word, speaking of our military, 2 of our officers that are deployed with the 114th out of Woodbury Army National Guard. They were deployed to Syria. They are back in the United States, so their families are very happy about that. They are going through a demobilization process in Texas. We expect them back soon, so we're thrilled that they came back and they're healthy and well and whatnot. So it'll make for us a very good Thanksgiving to have those officers back. So I want to thank council again and wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. We have, it will get particularly busy in the township in the next couple of weeks with the holiday, and as well as our Black Friday operations. We expect, we always have great shopping experience at Gloucester Premium Outlets, but the traffic, we ask everybody to be patient. Through traffic, we'll have extra officers working that and other activities, DWI patrols. And we have our upcoming, the Christmas parade in Blackwood the following week on December 7th with many other activities. So, also people get out of hand sometimes with their driving, get impatient. So we ask everybody, we'll be out there in force with extra patrols and details throughout the holiday season so that everybody has a safe holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Mr. McGill?
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Mr. Mignon?
Congratulations to our newly sworn in officers and the promotions, and happy Thanksgiving to all.
Mrs. Grieslow?
Congratulations to the officers sworn in, and everyone have a great Thanksgiving. Over the weekend, I didn't get a chance to participate, but Tara and I think it was Calabrese, they always put together such a fantastic event for the residents of Gloucester Township. With the cost of food, it's just a tough time for a lot of people. So I'm always honored that event, and hopefully it went very well. There are just many families that called and asked for baskets that didn't make the list, but Ms. Calabrese and Tara still went out their way to make sure those families did get a basket of food. Everyone have a safe holiday, and hopefully we're all thankful for the things that we have. Great week, great week.
Mr. Nash?
I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. When your Thanksgiving festivities conclude, I would also like to invite everyone to the historical committees. December 1st, the holiday open house at the Gabriel Davies Tavern is from 1 to 4 p.m. And I mentioned last week, but it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of festivities. We're going to be a choir. Come on out and kick off the holiday season. That's it.
Mrs. Walters?
I want to acknowledge all the police officers that were promoted and the new officers that were recognized tonight. I wish them well and to be safe. I want to thank everybody who helped out with the Bethel Church Thanksgiving dinner that we helped yesterday. There was a lot of people that came out that were needy, that really appreciated it. And I want to thank Ms. Hendry and especially her son for also giving back to the community and helping out those in need. So I appreciate it. Everybody have a nice Thanksgiving and safe.
Mrs. Winters?
Can I just say dinner? So congratulations to the officers for being newly appointed or getting promotions. That's always a nice night for that kind of thing. Wonderful event on Sunday at the Bethel Christian Church, which was really a nice event. It's nice to see the town get out there. They do an amazing job. It's always a nice place to be. It's very refreshing. And have a great Thanksgiving. Stay safe.
Mr. Mercado?
I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. Congratulations to the officers that were sworn in and those that were promoted. And just to echo, Bethel Christian Church has been doing this for 20 years, providing free Thanksgiving dinners to anybody. But in addition to that, there are other organizations such as our church, Tuesday Night Methodist, has a food distribution that takes place the third Saturday of every month, and lines and lines of folks that suffer through food insecurities. So I'm happy that we have partners throughout the township that can identify and provide a helping hand to those that need it. Don't forget, as Chief mentioned, the Blackwood Christmas Parade, 6 o'clock, always the first Saturday in December. The Charlie Miller Blackwood Christmas Parade. I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I entertain a motion to adjourn. There a second? All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. Have a great evening, everyone.
You're also gonna need tomorrow to sign the agreement.
Yeah.